Today we're predicting the Detroit Lions 2021 record. Let's Talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. We are in the 1 week countdown to the regular season, facing off against San Francisco this Sunday, 1 p.m. Your boy is amped. We started this channel with a record prediction last year, and so we're going to continue that with this year, starting year 2, with a record prediction. Now, let me just say this before we roll. Guys, I'm just going to be as realistic as possible while looking at this record. The Detroit Lions have the 6th toughest schedule in the NFL. So let that permeate for a second, like some citronella. God, I love the smell of citronella. Also, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m., Dose of Dion is coming on the show. Join me, join him. We're going to just talk all about the 53-man roster, what we got going into this 2021 season, previewing the season. It's going to be a good time. So without any further ado, the Detroit Lions 2021 record prediction. Let's get it rolling. Week 1, San Fran is coming to town. Now, say what you will, but when I look at this game, to me, it is actually quite a toss-up. There are elements for the 49ers that really are stacked in their favor. There's elements for the Lions that are stacked in our favor. When you look at the preseason as a whole, it's basically just NFL light. It's pretty vanilla. You're not getting a great look at different schemes or plays, the way that Aaron Glenn is running the defense to the hole. All in all, the preseason is just a taster. It is an appetizer. However, when I look at San Francisco last year, they pretty much plummeted due to injuries. They had a ton of injuries, Nick Bosa being one of them. Well, here we have Sewell as a rookie. It's going to take some time for our young guys to get a footing. Couple weeks, I would say. With that being said, San Francisco rolls in. It's a tight game, albeit a toss-up. However, San Francisco does put the W up. The Detroit Lions start 0-1 with a loss. Week 2, the Detroit Lions travel to Lambeau to face off against Green Bay. Well, Aaron Rodgers is still around. Randall Cobb is back on the team. Aaron Jones ran the ball down our throats last year. I have a feeling he is going to do it again this year. Now, granted, I am very excited for our defensive line as a whole. However, when I look at Lambeau early in the season, they've got fans back, that home field advantage. The one thing in our favor is the fact that this is a totally different Lions organization than what Rodgers has faced for the last 12 years. Rodgers has got to go up against Jared Goff. He's got to go up against Dan Campbell, different coaching, Aaron Glenn, Anthony Lynn. This is a very different squad. That is the only area that I see as having the potential to sneak something out of this game. However, I do give us the loss. The Detroit Lions start 0-2. Week 3, Baltimore comes to town. Now, I'll say this. Baltimore did just have that terrible injury, ACL injury, with the running back Dobbins. However, Lamar is a dual threat. His mobility is quite incredible. You look at Baltimore, I think they're poised to have a really, really good season. I do believe that they come here to Detroit and they beat us as well. The Lions do start 0-3. However, tides will change week 4 when the Lions head to Chi-Town to take on the Bears. At this point, my guess is Andy Dalton is still the starter for the Bears. In fact, it is this game that seals his fate. The Lions go to Chicago. We put up a huge W against them, ending Dalton's time as a starter for the Bears. Justin Fields then sees the field next week. The Lions help usher in the era of Justin Fields by defeating Chicago, giving us a 1-3 record. Week 5, we continue on the road and we head to Minnesota. At this point, the Lions are under 500. We're 1-3. We go to Minnesota. To me, Minnesota is a very toss-up type of game because sometimes Kirk Cousins is balling. He's on. Other times, Kirk Cousins, you're like, are you the backup for the backup? Like, what? Who? Where? What? Very confusing fella. Now, Minnesota's defense last year was bad. I'm pretty sure they were giving up just shy of 30 points a game on average. That is where we will have the most opportunity to beat them, is that defense. Can our offense turn it on? Does Jared Goff turn it on? Do our wide receivers come to play? we will see as the weeks sort of start to come together. However, Minnesota with Cook, with Jefferson, with Thielen, I think that this is the time that they come out to play. They put the W over the Lions. We are 1-4 at this point. Week 6, we got Cincinnati. And it's pretty simple. At this point, the Bengals decided during the draft, we don't want to protect Burrow. We would like to draft his friend to throw the ball to. However, by week 6, Joe Burrow is dead on the field. The Detroit Lions win this game. Moving on. Week 7. This is the most anticipated game for Lions fans this year. We head to LA to take on Matt Stafford and the Rams. Say what you will. This is one that I have obviously alienated some people. I have said this before, and they're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I don't care. I do believe that the Detroit Lions go into LA and win this game. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Matt Stafford's going to put up a great fight in the fourth quarter because we know that's what he likes to do. However, I think the Detroit Lions have much more to prove this game. Jared Goff has much more to prove. Goff has a bigger chip on his shoulder heading into LA than anybody during this game. He goes in, he shuts McVay's defense down. Jared Goff goes off this game. Dimes all day. And at the very end of the night, he just points to McVay. Just like in Remember the Titans. That's Goff at the end of this game. I think there's a lot on the line here for Goff, for Campbell, for the entire organization, the Lions organization, and we go ham. Give it everything we got. Brockers too. All in all, the Detroit Lions put a W on. If you disagree, drop it in the comments. I'm interested. I'm open to hearing you. I just think there's more on the line. There's a bigger chip on the shoulder. Our rookies, a lot of these young guys have gotten to feel. Week 7 is a good time to see the Detroit Lions start coming together. Moving on, week 8, the Dirty Birds head to Detroit. That's right, Philadelphia is in the house. Philadelphia is how I would describe a cluster. It's going to be a very interesting team. You look at Philadelphia's coaching, their quarterbacks, their entirety of an organization right now is a huge mess. The Detroit Lions beat them, and they beat them bad here in Detroit. It feels so good, not just because I hate Philadelphia, but because I hate Philadelphia. Week 9, we head into the bye. That's right, the Detroit Lions have a 500 record rolling in at 4-4 on the season. However, before we continue to week 10, this episode is actually sponsored by BetQL. If you're looking to get an advantage over your sports book this season, download BetQL from your App Store or Google Play Store. Their Best Bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best betting recommendation for each game, and they give you solid reasons why you should. They cover everything from spreads, over-unders, and player prop bets. And if you're more of a lone wolf like White Fang, when it comes to researching, BetQL has a ton of different tools for your own betting research. I'm talking sharp data, line movement, team summaries, lineup and injury news, you name it. Click the link in the description, and by doing so, enter the word Lions as a discount code during checkout, and you get 25% off your betting subscription. In fact, if you check out their BetMGM offer, you get a free year of BetQL. You have to use this link to redeem that offer. Check out their sportsbook offer page to claim free offers upon signing up at one of the many sportsbooks listed. You can find all this information in the description of this video. It's a great chance to beat your sportsbooks this year. Week 10, we head into Pittsburgh, and the preseason game was enough for me. Big Ben still got it. The arm looks good. The addition of Harris for the Steelers. I think Pittsburgh actually might come together a little bit more than they did last year. And some people are like, wait, they were like 10-0, bro, or whatever they were. Guess what? It was a fake 10-0. You saw them fall apart. We play them week 10, and we lose, giving us a 4-5 record. From there, we head to Cleveland, still on the road. Cleveland's offense has quite the ability to be devastating, in my opinion. They look dirty. We saw what they were able to do last year. Kevin Stefanski, Baker Mayfield, a team without OBJ for the last 10 or 11 games. You saw what they were able to do, how far they were able to make it. Can they keep up the pace with who they were last year? Man, this is a good team not to be trifled with. I think Cleveland posts a W over Detroit fairly easily Week 12, Chicago comes to town. Last year, we remember the very sad ending for the Lions when we hosted Chicago. It won't be anything like that this year. In fact, Justin Fields is their quarterback at this point in the season because we beat them earlier in week 4. Justin Fields comes in. They barely post a W over the Lions. And the narrative is, oh, Detroit sucks. You should have drafted Justin Fields. Haha. And we're all like, we don't care. Got Penny Sewell, bro. It's fine. One game. Week 13, we host Minnesota. We also split with the Vikings. This is our W. Captain Kirk does not show up this game at all. Like, at all. There's the W for the Lions. We are now 5-7. Week 14, the Lions head out to Denver to play the Broncos. This game is the added game into the season to make it a 17-game regular season. We go out to Denver. I think we put up a W over them. The Broncos themselves kind of in a similar place to the Lions. Some might say a little bit further ahead already. However, looking at their quarterback position, is it Drew Lock? Is it Teddy Bridgewater? Is it Drew Lock? It feels like in the 6th grade when the girl's like, do I want you or your best friend? You or your best friend? And you're like, me. But then she chooses your best friend, and then you're hurt. But then 10 years later, you're like, we could be friends, better friend. Like, nope. What I find most fascinating about this game is Mike Ford is now a Denver Bronco. Does Mike Ford show up and shut the Lions down? No, in fact, Trinity Benson shows up for the Lions. He starts this game, putting dimes from Goff to Benson. The Lions throw the W on the board. We are officially 6-7 at this point. Let me just say this. Arizona is making a run. All the work that they have put in, the guys that they have acquired this offseason, Arizona's doing everything they can to push forth. And really, when I look at them, they're going to be a good team this year. Arizona versus the Lions. It all comes down to the last 6 seconds. Matt Prater trots out on the field, not wearing Honolulu blue, kicks a dime through the upright 60 yards. The Lions lose. We are now 6-8. That's what we get for letting Prater go. Week 16, we got Atlanta. And the common theme with Atlanta is one year they win in the last second, and then the next year we win in the last second. So you look at 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago with the 8-second runoff, and everybody was confused. We're all scratching our head. We're like, wait, what just happened? And they were just like, oh, sorry, Lions. There's less than 10 seconds. You lose. Everybody's confused. Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford are shaking hands, but their eyes are googly eyes, just looking everywhere. Then last year, Matt Stafford throws that bullet to TJ Hawkinson in the last seconds, securing the W. Well, guess what? It's Atlanta's turn. They come out, and this time, Matt Ryan throws a dime to Kyle Pitts in the end zone with the last 8 seconds. We lose. Everything always comes down to the last 8 seconds against Atlanta. Atlanta throws the W on the board against Detroit. Then we move on, week 17 to Seattle, and we lose. That's all I have to say about that. Week 18, the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Do we split? No. Aaron Rodgers, this is his probably farewell tour with Green Bay, and he says, one last time, why not? They probably don't even need to play Rodgers in this game, but he comes out and he noogies us in front of everybody, steals our lunch money, and that's the end. That's the last time we see Rodgers in the Green Bay uniform. And I'm probably here in Detroit going nuts, up in the stands, yelling awful things the whole time. And I'd probably get kicked out of this game because I'm very upset. Very upset. I probably snuck in my own candy. They're like, this is not a movie theater. You're not allowed to do that. Which is bogus. All in all, the Detroit Lions 2021 record is 6-11. All offseason, I have been riding between 5 wins and 7 wins. 5 wins and 7 wins. And then I just sat there and I looked at all the games, really took the time to look at them all, and I said, we're winning 6. That's it, man. No more, no less. We are going 6-11. The new regime. And I'll tell you what, 6-11 for a brand new regime, brand new quarterback, all these young guys. I'm not mad at it because it's not about wins and losses this year. Yeah, it feels good to beat Philadelphia because it always feels good to beat Philadelphia. Yeah, it feels good to beat the Bears. In the end, it's not about that. It's all about our young guys developing under this new coaching staff. That's what I want. That's what we get out of the 2021 season. And then 2022 rolls along and the Detroit Lions are actually a team that begins to contend for the North. That is my record prediction coming into 2021. What about you guys? What do you think? What is the Detroit Lions 2021 record? Drop it in the comments. You know I'm interested. That is it for today, and as always, I'll catch you next time on Let's Talk Lions.